Welcome back to some Goose Views. All right, y'all. So I stated before, Daredevil Born Again was my most anticipated superhero anything this year. And that goes for movies, TV shows, especially like live action, right? Really excited for the show, man. I'm very happy, very happy that it's finally out and, finally get up here and, talk to you guys about it. Like I said before on my channel, Daredevil Born Again is my favorite Daredevil story. I have the Frank Miller comics, the omnibus of Frank Miller's whole Daredevil series, Guardian Devil, so on and so forth, man. Like I said, Born Again, the actual Born Again comic books that Frank Miller did, I have those original copies. So like I said, I'm a Daredevil fan, man. And this is my favorite story. Now, this is a spoils review. So I will be saying spoils for the show. I'm not going to tell the whole show, but I'm definitely going to be, knocking out some key points and everything that I thought are very important, especially for this review. Overall, man, great start. Great start. And I will say this, man, the main thing I was worried about when it came to the whole Daredevil show being on Disney was, are they going to stay original to the tone that Netflix started? The Daredevil series, Jessica, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, all that stuff was on Netflix, right? So Marvel was really and Punisher, the whole Marvel Nights, it was on Netflix. And so they really were able to go, heavy. They were able to stick to the mature content, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Disney, with the Avengers and stuff like that, of course, it's family friendly, so they got to tone it down. But at the same time, with the whole Marvel Nights at the Netflix, they were able to get away with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'll, later on touch on that later on in my review. But pretty much, man, I will say this so far, they've done a very good job with the tone. They've done a very good job with the tone and sticking with the tone and making sure that it's linear to, the Netflix shows. That way, if you go back and watch the Netflix series and jump right into this, it doesn't feel any different. So that's the number one thing I commend about it. Number one thing that I thought they really knocked out the park was the tone of the show. Starting out, man, you see Matt, you see Karen, you see Foggy, they're leaving the law firm and stuff like that. They're going to the local bar, see, Cherry, other, Christian, other, the other cast is all in there, you know what I'm saying? They're at the bar and everything like that, just hanging out and stuff. Foggy gets a phone call. As he gets out, you hear the guy on the phone, he's freaking out and stuff like that. Then you see, which I thought was a really cool shot, you see the paperclip kill the fly on the light. I was like, oh yeah, it's Bullseye. You know what I'm saying? Really great opening, like to Bullseye and stuff like that. And man, you see Foggy get shot. Bullseye takes him out right there. Karen's applying pressure, you know what I'm saying? Like anything she could do. I'm like, man, it's taking a long time for the ambulance to show up. That was the first thing coming. I'm like, dang, where the ambulance at, bro? You know what I'm saying? But it was just funny. You know what I'm saying? Not funny, but that was in the back of my head. Like, dang, this ambulance is taking a minute, huh? Anyway, man, getting right to it. Daredevil and Bullseye. That opening was amazing. That opening was very good. And like I said, if you guys remember the original Daredevil show that was on Netflix, the whole, hallway shot, the hallway fight scene and how the camera was panning, somewhat similar to this in a little ways. I could see the similarities and stuff like that because you see them fighting, going up the stairs towards the rooftop. But the cinematography was very good. Now, there are people online saying that the CGI, they're not a huge fan of the CGI. I can understand that. If I would say there was one con to this, I thought the CGI was kind of spotty at times, but it wasn't to the point where it took me out. Like I said, this is still a TV show, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I thought it was very good. Like I said, the tone and the choreography was pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was pretty solid, like I said. And seeing, I think that's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like when superheroes fight and stuff like that, the casualties that go on around. Because Bullseye took, they said, up to 11 people out. He took 11 people out, man. You see people falling out to the ground, dying. And like when he's throwing the, the knives in the Daredevil, he's still fighting them upstairs. Just great. One thing I can say, because like I said, I've been collecting comic books since I was a kid, man. Still later to this day. I was at the shop yesterday. Daredevil and Bullseye, when it comes to their fights, bro, their fights are brutal. Their fights are absolutely, they hate each other. Their fights are absolutely brutal, man. They cannot stand one another. And like, I love, seeing that brutality and seeing that, how, Charlie Day and like, man, just, they did a great job, man. Absolutely great job. Anyway, you see Daredevil throw Bullseye out after he finds out, because, he can hear, Foggy's heartbeat and stuff like that as Foggy, dies and stuff. Throws Bullseye. I laughed. I ain't gonna hold you. He threw Bullseye off the building. You see him fall to the ground. See Cherry, see Daredevil, see Matt and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it was very good. Like I said, the opening was excellent, man. Then, fast forward a year later, Wilson Fix, he's going for mayor and stuff like that, which I thought was another great point. Like, not a great point. The actor who plays, Kingpin, man, Vincent or D'Onofrio. I have a hard time pronouncing his last name. He does a great job with the Kingpin, man. The way he talks, like he takes his time with his words. His words are, very paced out and stuff like that. His tone, how he, talks. I think he does a great job with Kingpin, you know what I mean? And even in those moments where he's about to, get buck or whatever, you see like his pace starts to race. He just does a great job with Kingpin, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, you see Kingpin, running for mayor and stuff like that. I'm just, skipping and fast forward because it was a lot to the show. I'd say definitely go check out the show, right? But as you can see, Matt later on, Bullseye's on trial, gets convicted, goes to prison, no parole, nothing like that. He goes into life sentence and everything. You see Karen, she's out in San Francisco. So life has changed. Life has moved on, for Matt and stuff like that. Him and Christian, they're still in the law firm and stuff. But, time for him to move on. So Christian sets up a blind date. Funny to say, with him, we know, what's her name? Doctor. She's a therapist. I forget the name off the top of my head. Anyway. But you see Matt moving on with his life. Life is moving on, right? But at the same time, so it is for Wilson. You see his situation with Vanessa, his wife and stuff like that. He truly does love her. It's always highlighted. That stuff is even highlighted in the comic books. Like, Kingpin loves his wife to death. You know what I mean? Really, truly does. And so, like I said, I think he does a great job portraying that. And I love how they portray them in this show. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, really do it. Like I said, I really have enjoyed this episode. And, another great scene, like I said, was when Matt and Fisk, they talk at the cafe. That was a great scene. That was a great scene because one thing about Wilson when he was going, for his mayor campaign was the whole vigilantes, the superheroes and stuff like that. He's completely against it, right? So it was just great to see him and Matt just sit down at that diner. I thought, besides the Bullseye fight scene, that was my favorite scene in the whole show. Just seeing that banter, them going back and forth, that tension, like, man, if it jumps off, it jumps off. I can't stand you. I love that tension. They do a great job, portraying that. The actors do. Really great job, you know what I'm saying? And Kingpin told him, he was like, oh, you ain't the other guy no more. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, if you step out of line, I'm coming for you. He's like, we ain't doing it. It's just very, very good. Like I said, this first episode was really good. Even if you haven't watched the Daredevil Netflix shows, I think this show is, well, first and foremost, go watch them. Go watch them. But at the same time, definitely check this out, man. I think, for first-time viewers and stuff like that who are interested, still check out the shows, the Netflix stuff, because that stuff is really important and it's great. But at the same time, I think this is a good jumping on point. You know what I'm saying? If you really haven't watched the series, I think you can still enjoy this show for what it is. But at the same time, to really, truly enjoy it, I say definitely go check out those Netflix shows and stuff like that. Really are, especially those Daredevil shows. The Punisher show was good. Luke Cage. I thought all of them. Even Iron Fist. I know Iron Fist got some flack, but I liked it myself. You know what I mean? But really good episode, man. Very good episode. Like I said, I got my episode. My episode 2 review coming out later on today and everything like that. But yeah, this was a very good show. Like I said, I love the cast. I think the cast is great. I love Charlie Day and how, one thing about Daredevil, man, Daredevil always seems unhinged. Even in the comic books, Daredevil, he's a control, he's calm, but there's moments where he's completely unhinged. And I think Charlie Day does a great job portraying that, with Daredevil, and just that duality, like, man, I just want to take somebody, knock somebody's head off, you know what I'm saying? But great episode, man. Like I said, that fight scene between Daredevil and Bullseye opening was amazing. Man, that cafe scene between him and Kingpin was amazing. Just the whole show, man. Everybody really did bring their A game. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody has a blessed day. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.